Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Star Family. This is Francine with another channeled message. I felt really drawn by spirit, by my higher self, to come on here today to share something in the midst of my zodiac reads, in the midst of all of the other things that I'm doing on this channel. There's a really strong message that I'd like to give to people that resonate with me, the people that are going to be really attracted to this specific video or my channel. There are a lot of things going on. So if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for coming. My name is Francine. I am an intuitive channel. I am a reader. I am a divine feminine. I am also here just because I've been guided by my ancestors and my spiritual team, the people that have been with me from the beginning, to provide the collective with a message that is specifically channeled from them, meaning I spend my time really allowing myself to center and to relax and to allow the message to come through in the way that it's meant to. Thank you so much for coming in. Just to give you a little bit more about me, I am Clairaudient, I am Clairvoyant, I am a channel and a medium. So I am growing, as we all are in our journeys, and understanding more about what it means to be human, what it means to be someone who has flaws, but also accepts that there's a divine being inside of them and inside of the people around them as well. So I'm making it a point to always remember my humanity and my imperfections as I share this message, because it's so important to be humble in sending out a message to people, because it always comes back to the person that's sharing it. You know, when I hear a message, I want to see how it's going to impact or how it relates to me as a person, not just how I can share messages with people because other people need quote unquote help or guidance. So I'm definitely coming on here with full humility in knowing that this message was just as important for me to speak and to share with you guys as it is for you to hear that in perfect timing. And so what I wanted to come on here to talk to you all about was this word that came to mind from my guides when I was asking them, what do you want to talk about? You know, I had a plan laid out where I was going to do zodiac reads. I was going to go into Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces today, but I was stopped by my intuition telling me there's something else you need to talk about. And so as I asked them, I got a number of words clairaudiently, and the first one that I received was the word adverse timing. There's a sense here in the collective of this distinction that needs to be present, of the distinction between divine timing, when things are perfectly aligned and things are meant to happen in the way that they were meant to happen, and when we instill our free will and our power but create something that's adverse, or something that's actually withholding us, or rather holding us back from our divine purpose and what we're meant to do. So I want to go into that a lot more. I want to definitely unpack that word adverse, because there are people that are going to be listening to this message that feel pulled. They feel pulled to a direction. Whether it be in a particular field, it could be something outside of the esoteric studies, but there's people here that are being pulled to pursue something that is spiritual. There's like this desire to see past a typical 9 to 5, in the sense that we're doing something that doesn't require much spiritual power or as much spiritual energy as it does physical labor. And there's a way to combine both of that in every profession. But there's this need for us to see that in every profession, there is a way for us to operate in our power and to do all of what we are meant to do for the day. But there is an importance of us not trying to rush spirit, of trying to rush our self-development, our personal development. And there's a need for us to see that being a work in progress isn't a problem. So there's a sense of spirit came today with a number of cards. So laid out here, I have about 10 cards that I received from spirit. And the first one I received was a message on how protected we are. Okay, so there's a lot of things that have happened in our lives. There's a lot of experiences that we've had. But with this card here, Star Brothers, there's this sense of protection. There's this sense of this masculine energy. There's someone here. There's some family member. There's some spiritual guide that is male in their energy that is protecting you. They're protecting you from the things that you don't even know are in front of you or are coming to you. They're protecting you from the things that could have come across your path, but they didn't. There's a need for you to trust that you're being protected. And there's this urgency in you knowing that your path is supported by the people that you can't or don't see. Okay? There's a sense of there will be this opportunity for you to go forward with your next creative venture. But there's, for a few of you, I think the majority of you are actually being told to wait. Because there's something that you're trying to do, and you're trying to do it in your kind of your own, in your own strength. Not to say your strength isn't powerful, but you're doing it in a way where you're not allowing your guides, your ancestors, their loved ones to actually assist you with that. You're getting ahead of them, and they have you divinely guided. They are protecting you, but there's this urgency for a number of you to let them do it for you, to let them guide you, to let them lead you. Because what you're doing is, before you even recognize the storm ahead, you've already ended up right in the face of it, and you didn't have to. So there's some people out here that are going ahead of themselves and are producing more difficulties when things could be like this, where things could be divinely guided, where things could be so simple, not in the sense of you're not putting in the effort, but that you're doing it and it's happening effortlessly. There's a need for some people here that are listening to this message. If you're here today and you're listening to this message and you're not a subscriber, if you are a subscriber, I know that this message could help and resonate with you. But if you're just coming upon this video, there's this urgency from your guides and your spirit team for you to allow yourself to slow down, because you're getting yourself worked up. You're getting yourself, and I'm feeling like crown chakra, like my head is tingling, like down my body. It's like they're trying to tell you that there's a need for you to slow down. You're creating something and working yourself up for something that is going to hurt you. So please slow down. Please take time in nature. Please allow people that are there to help you to do so. Don't get ahead of yourself, because what you're doing is you're creating these boundaries. Let it go. Let go of the weight of the world. The issues that are going on in our world today, the things that feel like they're holding us back with restrictions and traveling and all of these other difficulties that are coming across your path, don't let them take over you. Because if you let them take over you, you will then make mistakes that were not yours to make. They're not for you. Okay, those things that seem like they're a good idea, but they're actually not coming from a place of confidence in that it sounds like it's a good idea, or that it feels like it's a good idea from your conscience. Listen to that. There's such an urgency, and there's so much love in that urgency. There's a need for you to see how surrounded you are with the Council of Light. There are people that are like, that have been with you from the beginning of time. Like, they've been with you through lifetimes, and they're literally trying to get your attention for you to respond and to talk to them. You don't have to be on numerous videos on YouTube in order to talk to your guides. I love having subscribers, and I love the idea of sharing these messages to people, but you don't need anyone else but your guides and you to tell you what to do or how to go about something. I want you to be empowered and to see that you have all of the power inside of you to do this. This is not for just a few people. This is for everyone. And I really want to urge you guys to see your power and to see that it's manifesting, and it's not, if it doesn't seem like it is, that's because it's going to happen like rapid fire. Okay, you're going to see from like, it's like a domino effect. Something is going to happen for you, and it's going to continue to happen. You may have dips in between, or from like right now you may be going through a really big dip in that, but recognize this, that it is so certain that you will come across something so powerful and so beautiful and abundant for yourself. And I'm not just saying that for views or for likes. This is something that we shouldn't think it's too good to be true, that we could have it all, because that is exactly the mindset that gets people stopping in their tracks and running away from their power and from their journey and from their destiny. Don't run away from what's meant for you, because you will only find difficulties. And that's personal experience for me. This is not something I can ever say or will ever say that has not been experienced in some way by me. Trust me, you've been training for this for lifetimes, and there's a need for you to trust that you have everything you need. You may not have this, like, you may see people on YouTube that have like this knack and gift for mediumship, for talking to spirit, for saying so specific of an answer for you that it touches your heart. That's meant to encourage you to see that in yourself. That's meant to encourage you as a soul member and family member, that they want to give you something that you have always had in you. Okay, so that is just really what I want to focus on here. And this channeled message may not be long, it may be, but I just want to reiterate the importance of allowing yourself to not beat yourself up, to not say, wow, I've made such a huge mistake in so many aspects of my life. How can I ever uproot everything that I've done or everything that has happened to me? There's a process that you're going through, and it may not look like you're doing much, but you're doing so much. In a day that you spend at home contemplating your future is a day that you spend allowing yourself to reflect on your heart and on your soul. That is not a bad thing. That is not an inconvenience or a unproductive thing to do. Production and productivity does not have to always involve doing something physically. It definitely encompasses it, but you can sit here and contemplate your life and put out dreams and goals for yourself and do so much in a day that you're tired because you've put in all that effort, and that's a beautiful thing. It's okay to rest after you just spent an hour emotionally drained after some situation that happened that earlier that day. It's okay to sit there and allow yourself to fall into the arms of your guides. Allow them to just take you and carry you. There's this need for dependence, not in codependence. Like, I'm not at all advocating for codependency, where you're there's an unhealthy attachment to someone, and you're trying to get them to assist you or make things happen for you when you're fully capable. This is a dependence because they're literally trying, your guides specifically is what I'm saying, are literally trying to, they're open to helping you. They fully are equipped to help you. And it may sound woo-woo for some people. That's like just slang for, it sounds a little all up in the world, all up in our head and new age and all of that. But literally I can very confidently assume that most of you have had a supernatural experience. You realize how thin the veil is between good, evil, between yin, yang, balance and unbalance, chaos and order. You have that awareness. So if you have that awareness of the fact that your guides, that there are spiritual entities around you, why not allow them to help you and allow them to speak to you? And it takes not having yourself be the spiritual and mature person, but it takes an open heart. It takes allowing yourself to have some time with them, just spending whatever time you can possibly have to let them speak to you, and you'll notice the difference. So there's this need for adverse timing to be diminished, this sense of I have to make it happen, and not in the sense of I have to get this done, get it done. If you have chores to do for the day, get it done. But there's a need for you to not overextend yourself or put yourself in a position where your heart is telling you, I should not be here right now. Don't let your heart be placed in that position through any means, through a relationship with someone who is not respecting your boundaries, to a relationship in your family where they're not respecting your boundaries or not respecting your person and your value. Then you should always allow yourself to see that you should never accept less than what feels right. And our conscience is the one that drives us all. Whether we like it or not, whether we agree or we admit it or not, okay? So there's this need for a lot of you to slow down. There's also this sense that they gave me, that they kept giving me, of not just adverse timing, of trying to force something to fit, but of reverse timing, where you're almost putting yourself back in a position like a circle, like a cycle, and you're getting yourself back into something that was never meant for you. So you're off on the side doing something that you know you shouldn't be doing because every other week you're just upset and complaining about it. It's not too complicated when it comes to your intuition to see what really feels good to you and what doesn't. Forget masochism. Forget trying to please anybody. Because at the end of the day, if you're not happy with yourself, you will feel that way. Okay, this is real stuff, and I am in my 20s, but I have lived lifetimes. Okay, so I'm not coming from a place of not seeing or experiencing this firsthand. I can feel that in my soul. So I would like to see all of us come into an understanding that we all have this ability to put ourselves in cycles. Let yourself meditate for a second and think about it, and just allow yourself to really think, not in a way where you're like fighting your heart. There's a way to be logical and practical and also be heart-centered about something. You have to let those three things balance themselves out. And that's the purpose of our life. We're honestly just trying to balance everything. As precarious as it is right now, your effort, it matters. Your efforts matter. Don't beat yourself up, okay? But just let yourself surrender. And surrender not to some other higher being necessarily, but surrender to yourself. You owe yourself a break, guys. You owe yourself a pat on the back for what you've been through these years. For some of you, you've been through something consistently for the past decade or more. There is not a problem with the time frame. There's a problem with not accepting your divinity in that issue or whatever it is you're dealing with. You have to recognize that you are at the forefront of your future, and your guides are on your side, on your team, leading you into victory. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. And I just hope that if you'd like to comment, share, subscribe, please feel free to do that, okay? I love you guys. Bye.